Go. Welcome everybody, Chef Ibrita here, Seafood ID. Today we're going to work on a hard-bone family called cod. We put the hake in the cod family. It's pretty distinguishable by having two dorsal fins, one cute little one here and one long continuous one. This fish has a very long continuous anal fin, and I know I tell you freshness check, scale should adhere tightly to the body. The hake has these loose-fitting purple scales that if you rub your hands on them, they come flying out. I actually see coming out right around its anal vent, a fun little critter. Here, we have a codworm, very popular in this species. So if the head was on this fish, I'd cut into the head and release the fillet, but since it's not this market form being headed and gutted, I'm just going to start with the fish swimming away from me, level out its body, and in shallow motions with the length of my blade and a slight slicing motion, I'm going to work from head to tail. I'm going to run my fingers under here and make sure I feel the ribs. If I get underneath any of them, I'm just going to correct course. Then I'm going to come a little deeper, always flexing on the bones, maintaining maximum yield. Once I get to my spine, I'm going to take the tip of my knife and release the flesh off the spine in one nice motion, from the head to the tail. And then start in the tail, flexing against the spine, rocking my knife down flatly under that flap, slice out. And I'm going to do that from the tail up until the belly cavity. It's pretty easy to discover where the belly cavity is. You can see the rib cage, much like ours. Once I get to that rib cage, I'm going to expose it with my knife tip. And when I see the bones, I'm going to start going over them, pull that flap out of the way, and come out. And then just go around the bones, up, over, and out. Your rib cage stays behind, and your belly flap stays on the fish. Eventually, we'll peel this membrane back, and we can candle the fish and see more worms. On side two, I would normally start it swimming through my cutting hand with the belly facing me, cut into the head and back. But since it's headed and gutted, it's already been done for us. So I'm just going to dry this so it doesn't slide. Take my knife and start in the tail. And I'm going to gently come up the dorsal side, and you'll see I'm pulling on those bones. That's why the fin's dancing. And then I'm going to feel for them. Feel them, hear them. If you miss any, get underneath them. Get on top of them. And then all the way to the spine. When you get to the spine, with the tip of your knife, release the meat at a 45-degree angle from the tail to the head. And when everything is exposed, the last resting place of this fish will be swimming to 10 o'clock. I'll flex backwards against the spine, scoop underneath that flap, and come out. Notice my knife is always in motion. Knives always work better in slicing motions and trying to force it through. Once you're off the last rib, we have our perfect fillet here. You'll notice the anal fin is there. On many hard-bone fish, the anal fin likes to stay behind. So we shave behind it at the angle at which it grows so we catch all the bones with it. This fish is now ready for use. If you were to cut down this way and cut pavés. If you want to cut this way, you may have to pull out the pin bones, which are right above the rib cage. And these are wickedly long, super sharp, and not something that anyone wants to deal with in their palate. So please remove them right above the belly section in the bloodline. Wherever there was a rib, there's a pin bone. Once they're all out, this is ready to go. Hake can be skinned or hake can be left skin on. This one looks like it had a bruise, broken spine, so if you're wondering what the blood spot is. Perfect fish for stock, high in collagen, beautiful flavor, nice and light. They'll make a super rich stock. When you're happy with it, and I'll pull these pin bones later, we're going to store these fish flesh to flesh, making sure it doesn't dry out. There you go. Hey, enjoy.